Good morning, Brownsville. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you are watching this feed. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Frankie Olivo. Our program focuses on the very important issues that are happening within our community. We currently stream this this program on Facebook and YouTube. If you see yourself that you can be supporting this cause, we ask of you that you comment, like, and share this live feed. We come on Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Now, if you are really, really about the cause and you've been following our posts and you see that we genuinely want to make a difference within our community, I ask of you that you go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, my community, I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you for food. Well, maybe sometimes. But all I ask of you is for you to subscribe to my YouTube page. It could be found under Frankie Olivo TV. And once again, I am very thankful for each and every one of you for tuning in. How's it going, chat? How we doing? How we doing? Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. 2 more days and Friday, then Memorial Day weekend's right around the corner. Man, living in a world of fantasy, living in a movie. Esta novela está buena la novela. You wanted high action? What, you thought because it was the end of the year you weren't going to get nothing? No, hombre. Ahorita está poniendo bueno la cosa. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I hope y'all are having a good start to your day. I am sending positive vibes, great energy, because I've been getting a lot of negative energy. But you know what? I got the shield. It's all good, baby. I love this stuff. I feed off of this. Again, there's never a dull day in the city of Brownsville. It's interesting to kind of grasp of all these things that have been happening. BISD wants this to go away. Again, we are less than a week away from the end of the school year. Summer school's about to start. And one of the biggest scandals in modern times is at the BISD front door. And the sad thing about this is that this isn't a isolated incident. This is a case where there's multiple predators, multiple coaches, multiple victims, and the school district, as it always does, wants to, because again, we're dealing with a $500 million entity, and you know, smell that money. We're proud to say that our platform sheds light on a lot of injustices. We're following in the footsteps of our mentor, who always taught me to listen to the people, listen to their concerns, and fix their problems. I'm proud to say that our platform has been doing that. Our platform has been doing that, and we've been getting messages saying thank you from parents. This has been allowing me to have an open discussion with my child. This is a delicate issue, but since it's already out there, there have been arrests already. This opens the door. This is the icebreaker. Now, if we think that improper relations between a teacher and a student is something new, you can go through our page, ladies and gentlemen. We have been posting about several stories. Again, we have no personal vendettas. We have no agendas. While many people are trying to discredit my person, many people are trying to say, oh, you're taking advantage of the victims. You're using this for political clout. By no means. I am thankful that victims give me the opportunity to lead them and guide them, to take them to the proper authorities. While we can understand that this is a case that is delicate, that opens up wounds and possibly causes victims to relive those difficult times, victims are coming through. They're being brave and courageous and saying, he needs to pay for what he did to me. We have all suffered. Now, I will never come before you and throw mud, throw rocks if I didn't have facts. And again, for my regulars, I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but for every rock that I throw, I'm very aware that 10 are being thrown my way. And I'm okay with that. I've come to the realization that it's not easy doing what I do. Many people want to replicate it, but when it comes down to the fregazos, people hide. I don't. If I get knocked down, I'll cry, I'll complain, but I'll get back up and I'll keep on swinging. That's the mentality that we need to have. We need to stand up to bullies. We need to say enough is enough. Everybody knows what's going on, but nobody wants to talk about it. We will. Whatever perception you have of me, the only thing that I ask of you is to focus on the victims. Listen to their stories. Listen to their outcries. This isn't me that's inventing this thing. This isn't me that is accusing people 20 years, 10 years ago. I don't know what these people did yesterday, much less what they did 20 years ago. But again, whatever perception you may have of me, I ask of you, I humbly ask of you, think of the victims. How difficult it is for them to relive those moments, to hear that their predator did it to someone else. Now, today we'll be talking about how the infamous Jasmine Reyes, that has made waves as of late, is currently being investigated by authorities. Jasmine Reyes has been notorious as of late because they have been targeting viciously, attacking employees. And we're talking about principals. We're talking about people in authoritative positions, coaches. We all know that BISD is a place of a hostile environment. We've all heard of stories of how teachers live in fear of retaliation. They're afraid to speak up. And the common theme that everybody says is, if you're a slave, you're a team player. If you lash out, no, I'm sorry. If you do as you're told, you're a slave. If you lash out, if you complain, if you see something that's wrong, you're not a team player. Candidates run on the platform of creating a better work environment. If we think of us personally, if we work in an office, if we work with a group of individuals, how is it if you were constantly harassed, constantly attacked, constantly belittled, bullied? I think it's fair to say that our job performance would be affected. It could possibly lead to us having anxiety, depression. Because again, who wants to live like that? Who wants to be a punching bag? No one. But that is exactly the environment and the world that many BISD employees live in. If I could address myself to the BISD employees, to the BISD parents, enough is enough. We will be vocal. We will fight. Now, while the school district is anxiously awaiting for the end of the school year, they want this to go away. it is their expectations that summer's going to come around. People are going to travel. By the time August comes around, the new year, everything that happened will be in the past. Well, not so fast, Jack. As long as I'm around, as long as y'all give me an opportunity, I will be here and I will be vocal. I'm not going to stop during summer. I'm just going to keep on pounding as much as I can. Why? Because we have shown, if you haven't seen Thursday and Friday's program that we focus on Rivera, again, that is an isolated incident where we uncovered that this has been a culture of a hostile work environment where bullying, harassment has been accepted. But even worse, we have demonstrated to you with facts, with victims that have accused their predators that this has been going on forever. If you believe that Trujillo was arrested on an isolated incident, I have news for you, ladies and gentlemen. That man, in 2016, the year he got into the classroom as a criminal justice teacher, he started preying on a child. He started grooming her. It's sad that this individual did not have a college degree, did not have a teaching certificate. He was grandfathered in. This is the type of individual that was allowed into the classroom to prey on your child. I want you to see what we're dealing with. My job isn't to cause fear. Many people are saying, está loco ese vato, no le hagas caso. Really? Well, I'm crazy. How does that song go by Waylon Jennings? I've always been crazy, but it keeps me from going insane. So maybe crazy is not a bad thing. But we have showed you with facts that Rivera is something that it has been known about. And again, if students know, the world knows. Yesterday there was a budget committee meeting and a special call board meeting where the superintendent's contract was discussed. Now, I was present, and actually love Marcos. Saludos. Where I was present and a threat was made against me by a board member, Carlos Elizondo, during intermission. He said, he put his hand to his mouth and he said, hey, háblale Erasmo, you're going to need help. Now, again, I have openly called out this individual and I have openly stated, hey, I know what you're doing. You're using a fake profile to attack employees. Grow some balls. Show your face. If you feel so negative about this principal, your wife works there, why don't you tell him to his face? Because he's a coward, ladies and gentlemen. Now, why would a board member threaten someone? And again, if you go back to Thursday and Friday's program where we focus on Rivera High School, we stated that based on our investigation, whoever was behind this Jazz Marie Reyes page is very close to Carlos, because people were attacking me, trying to discredit me and say, that person isn't Carlos. How could it be Carlos? Jazz Marie is someone else. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if Jazz Marie is someone else, how convenient that this fake profile had a lot of information that only the board and the superintendent had. Very sensitive information. A source revealed to me that they started catching on because they said, as soon as we turn in those documents to the board members, it was out. And it's a process of elimination. Again, Elizabeth is making the accusation. Maybe it's Dr. Maggie, because Maggie allowed her profile disseminated Jazz Marie's vicious attacks on employees and did nothing. Again, Dr. Maggie is a former BISD employee, librarian, if I'm not mistaken. She openly talked about how she experienced retaliation, how she was bullied. And it's funny how a person who lived the life of an educator, who was bullied, who was harassed, who was belittled, ended up becoming the bully, ended up becoming that person that belittled people. How crazy, right? And again, I stand on my investigation, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not backing down. If I say that Jazz Marie Reyes is Carlos Elizondo or someone very close to him, or that Carlos is sending that message to someone, I stand behind that, my investigation, ladies and gentlemen, 1,000%. Question: have we seen or heard of a statement from board member Carlos Elizondo to categorically deny my allegations? Go through his page. He claims to be the voice of the people. And what's up with that? All these people, I'm the voice for the people. Shut up. No, you're not. Why aren't you talking about this? A board member is being accused of serious allegations. A board member yesterday was being accused of threatening a community member in an open forum, and nobody who claims to be for the people is talking about this? Huh. Why is that? Were they a part of this little web? Did they feel the power that this fake Facebook page brought? And they felt good about themselves? And said, why aren't these people who claim to be vigilantes for the city, why have they been so quiet? Not a beep. Again, I'm making strong allegations against high, important people. And I stand by my investigation, ladies and gentlemen. I stand by my sources. And I'm thankful to my sources that confide in me this information, because enough is enough. Again, have you seen a denial from Carlos Elizondo? Yeah, I'll give you a minute. Go through his page. We'll tomar un break. Go through his page. While we're waiting, our sponsor would like to have a word. The Human Being, located on Alton Glore. For any of your refreshments, we have coffee and a wide variety of teas. Summer is right around the corner, so make sure you refresh with our beverages. The Human Being. Let them know Frankie Olivo and Good Morning Brownsville sent you. Did you look? Did you go through his page? Have you gone through Maggie's page? Have you gone through those people that claim to be for the people? What do you find? Nothing. Because Carlos knows that everything he says will be held against him in a court of law. I've made strong allegations against Fardy Trevino. I have showed and brought a victim that says these allegations are true. He knows who I am. I was scared once. I have kids. I'm not scared now. Have you heard a denial from Fardy Trevino? No. But he wants to sue me? Why hasn't he denied it? Because he knows if he denies it, he's screwed. Same thing with Carlos. Carlos can't deny it because he knows he's screwed. Again, I pose you the question, ladies and gentlemen. How convenient that the day that we reported and we exposed who Jazz Marie was, their Facebook profile magically disappeared, was scrubbed from the web. Mr. Nobody 956, go back to the Thursday program that we titled Rivera High School, the demise of the athletic department. It was this past Thursday. It'd be good to watch Thursday and Friday just to get a gist of it all. But if you really want to know how I proved how my investigations led me to Carlos Elizondo, I humbly ask of you to go back on Thursday's show. It is titled The Demise of the Rivera Athletic Program. That is where we expose Carlos Elizondo. And ladies and gentlemen, it was hilarious. Why? Because on Thursday, I had made a big hoorah. And y'all know me. A mí me vale. I'm like, Well, I was hyping it up. I was hyping the show. From Sunday night, I was like, guys, we have a cesspool at Rivera. This is going on. This is real. We're going to talk about it. Stay tuned on Thursday. So ya te imaginarás. Ya te imaginarás. Toda la raza, nombre, man. Nombre. So I hyped everybody up. Everybody was like, man, you need to tune in. I was getting messages and saying, hey, bro, nobody's going to be working on Thursday across BISD. Everybody's tuning in. If you go to that story, we have over 20,000 likes. It's in the 20,000s, which is crazy. It was funny because I was purposely hyping it up because I wanted somebody to fall. I wanted somebody to be a hook, line, and sinker, papa. And what do you know? Guess who fell in the trap? Yup, you guessed it. Jazz Marie Reyes, a.k.a. Carlos Elizondo. On the day of, and this is a screenshot of the story on Thursday where we exposed Carlos Elizondo. He invited his page. He created a post and said, hey, get your popcorn ready. Get your taco ready. Get your coffee ready. It's going to be fireworks. Frankie's going to go off on Charlie. Ladies and gentlemen, you may think I'm a dumb man, but I'm a very wise man. I wish. Hasta yo me la creí, chingo. I hyped it up so much because I knew that this individual, Carlos Elizondo, was going to fall into my trap. And what did this idiot do? He took it hook, line, and sinker. Como dicen mis camaradas, Evato, there's a sucker born every minute, ese. You had Carlos Elizondo on the Jazz Marie Facebook page on Thursday inviting his followers to look at this program. And he commented on the story and he said, good morning. And when I saw him, I was like, ay, papá, así te quería pescar. Así te querían pescar, idiota. And sure enough, he fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. And after the thing, he started using his Carlos Elizondo has multiple fake Facebook accounts, multiple fake YouTube accounts, multiple. He started commenting from his, Frankie's show is, he's a liar. He's got a personal vendetta. Or, hey, weren't you subbing that day? He was commenting using fake profiles. That idiot thought he was going to get away with it. Imbecile. You fell for it. You fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker, papá. Erasmo siempre me dijo, Carlos Elizondo es un inútil. Piensa que es como nosotros, no nos llega a los talones, Frankie. Así de plano me dijo Erasmo Castro. No dije nada, pero mira, dicho y hecho. Ladies and gentlemen, what we do, I hope you appreciate. We stick out our necks for y'all. Mira, we flex on them hoes. We say, what the hell are you going to do? Nada, papa. You punch the bully in the mouth. Imbecile. So again, we have information that currently right now, Jasmine Reyes is being under investigation. Why? Because this person, whoever it is, used a government entity to cause confusion, mass hysteria by talking about what has been transpiring. Because again, Carlos Elizondo wanted the support of the Leal family, and he knew that Charlie was untouchable because of Beto Leal. So Charlie was telling Olo Rivera, hey, Carlos is on my side, Carlos is on my side, pero por detrás, Carlos se lo estaba fregando. Bien y bonito. Carlos is sloppy. Carlos thinks that he's wise. He's not wise, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at yesterday when I went live, he was very uneasy. And again, I stick my name out there. You know who throws a rock. If I have something against you, I say it. A mí me vale. Again, I learned from a great master. And he taught me, tú siempre de la cara. Y cuando estás en el público, siempre mantienes tu cara en alto. Tú no tienes nada que esconder. La verdad siempre va a ser la verdad. I learned from the best, ladies and gentlemen. Now, again, if you go back to yesterday's live feed that I shared, Carlos Elizondo was a bit easy. Why is that? Because the one exposing him was sitting front row Joe and was staring right at him like a target, like a bullseye. Everybody saw it. Everybody felt uneasy. I wanted him to feel uneasy. And you know what? He was squirming. He knows what's coming. If in fact, ladies and gentlemen, it comes back that Carlos Elizondo is behind this fake Facebook page, or that he was sending information to this fake Facebook page to bully, to harass, to cause fear in employees, that's very damning. Again, many people have reached out. Frankie, it's not Elizondo. It's not the wife. Oh, it's not. If it's not the Elizondos, it's someone very close to them. And that fake Facebook page wouldn't have that information that is only privy to a certain few. Again, according to my sources, they started catching on and saying, how is this person getting this information 5 minutes after? Somebody is leaking the information. Somebody is behind this. Again, Carlos is not a bright man. Not a bright man at all. He thinks he is. He's a bully. He tries to intimidate. The same way his wife intimidates and bullies people at her school. I have messages that say, nobody likes her. Again, when I say something, don't think it's me. It's the people. They're using our platform to voice their concerns. I have no personal agendas against nobody. I could care less. I have a beautiful life. I don't need to be dealing with people. I'm going to be on the beach all summer. You think I want this? Someone tell me. I said her, and I'm going to post right after the show. She put, she is so fake. Nobody likes her at work. I just saw the post. Everyone who comment don't even like her or talk crap about her. These people, ladies and gentlemen, they feed off of power. They have an ego that they need to feed. Again, the infamous Jasmine Reyes is being investigated by the authorities. They want to know who is behind that fake Facebook page because they caused confusion within the community by publishing a fake press release. And according to former board member Philip Cowan, a practicing attorney, he claims that this is a violation of impersonating a public servant or entity, which brings a third-degree felony. Now I ask you, look how the board member is dressed. What is he wearing? Tell me, chat. I want somebody to post on the chat. What is he wearing? Tell me, chat. Let me know. Voy a tomar otro cafecito. Let me know. What is he wearing? He's wearing scrubs. Why? Because he's a nurse. I think he just got a degree for a nurse practitioner. Well, guess what happens? Guess what happens whenever a nurse, someone in the medical field, gets charged with a third-degree felony? Guess what happens? They lose their license. You thought you got one on Erasmo Castro? Pelón. Yo te los voy a cobrar, cabrón. Yo no soy cobarde. Yo doy la cara. Yo cuando tiro la piedra, tú sabes quién la tira, papá. Mira. Again, based on our investigation, if it leads back to Carlos Elizondo, this is a third-degree felony. A nurse cannot have a felony record. So what's going to happen to Carlos once this is all said and done? He's going to be taken off the board. Life goes on. But his livelihood is at stake because the way he makes money is by being a nurse. And guess what? They're going to take away his nursing license in the state of Texas. And also, guess what? His wife is going to be moved from Rivera as a lead counselor. She's going to be demoted. She's going to lose pay eventually. For what? For being cowards and hiding behind a page? Attacking people viciously? I thought you were honorable. I thought you were for the people, the voice of the people. Mira? It's like how I told you yesterday. And I told him to his face. Ay, mija, stop using drugs, mija. Se te ve todo, por favor. Mira, no quiero hablar más de ti, mija. Eres una señorita. No quiero entrar en esta legata. You saw my program. I stand by my investigations. Get off my page. That's all I'm going to say. But again, he knows what's coming. He knows. You should bring Carlos to your lives. I'll invite him. You should bring Carlos to your lives. A ver qué dice. I'll invite him. Carlos, the invitation is yours. My platform is yours, sir. The community wants to know what's going on. You're being accused by a community member of disseminating hate, of bullying. I'm sorry. He needs to be convicted. He needs to be convicted. Thank you to my creative team that is on the ball, my production team. Let me refrain before. Mr. Carlos Elizondo, if our investigation leads us to where the facts show, Carlos Elizondo will be charged with a third-degree felony. He will lose his license if he's convicted. Thank you so much, creative team, production, for clearing that. He knows what's coming. Did you see the video yesterday? Again, ladies and gentlemen, you may think I'm not very bright. Everything that I do has a purpose. There's a science behind this madness. ¿Piensas que estoy loco? Que estoy loco, bien loco, bien loco? There's reasoning behind this. Come on, Tucker. I already talked about it, man. If y'all don't want to believe it, don't believe it. Ultimately, the one that's going to tell us who, in fact, this person is, unequivocally, 100%, is the authorities. Que salga sin miedo el vato. And he has a lot of political friends that he has his back. El que nada debe, nada teme, dog. I don't know. Having a third-degree felony. Would you want a third-degree felony? Would you take the sword for someone? I don't know. I personally wouldn't. Would you? Imagine you being ridiculed. Yes, that is what our segment is titled. Infamous Jasmine Reyes under investigation right now. Law enforcement is looking into this fake Facebook account. They're going to get to the bottom of this. Do you know how easy it is for authorities to request data? They just have to ask for a search warrant from Meta, from Facebook. It's easy for them. It's hard for us unless there's a lawsuit. We have to go through discovery and things like that. But the authorities, if they see a crime, this is easy for them, Tucker. If they see a crime that is being committed, they have an obligation. Watch the shows. Watch the shows. Again, if the authorities come back, they could request those documents. They could request that information. Why? Because everything, ladies and gentlemen, everything stays on a cloud. You think that dick pic that you take and you delete is no longer there no more. It's still there. If you think a text message that you delete is no longer there, it's still there. I don't know if you know, but we live in a digital world now where nothing is deleted. There's a cloud out there that gathers so much information. We may think that this goes away, but it doesn't. It stays there forever. So it's easy for authorities to request that information. Why? Because they can find an IP address. It's easy. And an IP address is like a fingerprint. And it's not like I didn't know. This isn't me. No, they could pinpoint the house. They could pinpoint the electronic device. They could pinpoint how many times this person has signed in, who they messaged. They're going to get everything, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you like that or what, Abel? Now, question. You watching today, did you message Jasmine Reyes? Did you have conversations? Did you share sensitive information that you weren't supposed to? Did you confide in them? Did you know who that person was? Or were you sharing? Were you sharing things without knowing who that person was? That's being irresponsible. How am I going to show on my platform something that I don't even know is real? I don't even know the damn person. We had a comment here. It's easy. You want to call Frankie a liar? It's easy to fix that. Ms. Garcia says, all Jasmine had to do was take a selfie with a piece of paper, date it, and sign it, and it would have been debunked. Frankie is lying to you. But no, they didn't do that. What did they do? They hid like cowards. Hours after we showed that Carlos Elizondo was behind this fake Facebook page, Jasmine Reyes, it got scrubbed from the web. Nobody could find it. Why is that? Carlos was even doing vehicle inspections without being a certified inspector, a shop, and wearing his nurse outfit. Nah, hombre. Qué cosas. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you may think that I'm insignificant. You may think que soy un títere, que soy un baboso. Well, my family thinks that. Wouldn't you hate an individual that was a bully? Wouldn't you hate an individual that used his position to belittle people? This is nothing personal. I don't hate Elizondo as a person. I hate him as a board member. Again, anything that we talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is never personal for me. I have no agendas. I have no personal. A mí me vale. I don't have nothing. I have no skin in this game. But Good Morning Brownsville's mission has been to keep the politicos on their toes. Everything that we talk about is based on merit. How did they vote? How did they act? This isn't personal. Jackson, no, it is not illegal to have a fake account. What is illegal in this instance is that somebody using a fake Facebook account released this to the community. A press release with the BISD logo. So what did the community think? Oh my God. Charlie Atkinson was relocated, has a cushy job. He's going to get an apartment. What the hell? Is this true? Again, Jasmine Reyes was vicious. Many people believed that person was real, or they thought it was real. So Jackson, no, sir, it is not illegal to create a fake Facebook account. And again, bring me on the screen. Again, how do I say this? We are aware, and I'm not sure if you're aware, but I was threatened yesterday. This isn't easy, ladies and gentlemen. We stick our neck outs. We talk the truth. We give voice to individuals that have suffered, that have been belittled, that have been bullied. I encourage you, if you want to be anonymous, create a YouTube account. Nobody will know who you are. Nobody will see you watching on Facebook. So there's nothing wrong with creating fake anonymous accounts. Nothing wrong. What is wrong, Jackson, is that this individual on a fake account used the BISD logo. Look at Elizabeth. I chatted with a fake profile. Now, again, if Carlos has nothing to hide, if Frankie is a madman that has personal vendettas, that is throwing things to the wall, why hasn't he denied this? If somebody was accusing me of having improper relationships with a student such as Farley, and I know that to be false, I would say, I deny this. This is wrong. Have you heard Farley Trevino deny the accusations by a victim who stated he knows who I am? I haven't heard a denial. And I have friends very close to him that are reaching out to me and saying, hey, man, he's worried. His wife is questioning things. People are coming out. Again, this isn't me, ladies and gentlemen. People confide in me. People send me things because they start to get the realization that these individuals that we thought were so holier than whole, that we thought that were all about the children, and I'm a fighter and I want to be your board president. I want to be on the board. I don't know what. I'm a fighter. No, they're bullies. They have big egos. Have you heard a denial from Farley Trevino? No. Have you heard a denial from Carlos Elizondo? No. Why not? If they were accusing me of something I know I didn't do, I would come out on my Facebook page. I would come before you on this live and say, it wasn't me. It's not me. I deny it. Búsqueme lo que quieren buscar. Mira, tengo 2 phones, 3 laptops, 2 iPads, 2 cookies, and a human being coffee cup. Escudriñame todo. El que nada debe, nada teme, doggy. But what have we seen from Carlos Elizondo? Why would an individual attack, threaten someone that made that allegation? Oh, you want to talk about Cindy? All right. You asked for it. I didn't want to talk about Cindy. You want to talk about Cindy Sanchez? Okay. Hey, the great one once said, "You give the people what they want." Mira, me lo pidieron. Let's go, doggy. Serious allegations are being made against Carlos Elizondo and his wife, who happens to be, yeah, you're going to like this, Sanchez, who happens to be a guidance counselor at Rivera High School. This individual, Cindy Elizondo, has been at that high school for at least 10 years, possibly 20 years. She's been there for a long time. Again, we have made accusations that victims have come out 20 years ago, back in 2007, and had stated, Farley knows who I am. I was scared once. I'm not scared no more. Trujillo was recently arrested. A victim contacted me that she was groomed by Trujillo back in 2016, 10 years ago. Community, I'm showing you a pattern. 20 years Farley, 10 years Trujillo, and then Trujillo last week gets arrested? You think I'm blowing smoke up, y'all? Whenever I say Rivera is a cesspool, it's because it's a cesspool. There's no other way for me to explain it, ladies and gentlemen. I speak the truth. It's not easy. It's not easy doing what I do. Mira, I make it look good, doggy. I make it look easy. Pero está bien cañón este pedo. Y no se lo recomiendo a cualquier persona. Porque, mira, heavy is the head that wears a crown, baby. Heavy is the head that wears a crown. Get the hell out of my page, Sanchez. Ya, hombre. Ponte a fumar un toque. Ponte a fumar la piedra mejor, hombre, chingado. Esta señora. Bueno, she wanted me to talk about Cindy. Me dio cuerda. Vámonos, papá. Okay, so based on Thursday and Friday's show, we showed a pattern how Rivera High School has been a cesspool. 20 years, Farley. 10 years, Trujillo. Trujillo gets arrested last year for a recent account. Good morning, Chief. Have a good day, sir. We have showed a pattern, ladies and gentlemen. And then we get this information. Again, I am very thankful to my community that reaches out and guides me in the right direction. Frankie, look here. Frankie, what about this? Frankie, what about that? I am thankful to be given that opportunity. And anybody out there, if you want to use my platform, hey, it's a novela, brother. The more we dig, the worse it gets, doggy. The worse it gets. So, again, we're thankful to have the opportunity that the community confides in us information and leads us to the right direction. Escárvele aquí, mijo. Mira, you said this, but what you really need to focus on is this. Okay. Gracias. They relayed the information, and I kind of knew, but it never dawned on me. It never. Again, I have chingos of stuff on my mind. It's like my phone's blowing up. I'm getting so many messages. I have work. Y'all probably think I don't do nothing. Que me la paso todo el día en el mic. Well, I do, but some of it's for work también. But it never dawned on me because I knew this. It's just so much. Again, this has been consuming me. My life has been nothing but Trujillo, Macias, Elizondo, Farley, Norma Jean, Obed, Tom Chávez. Mira, estoy soñando con esos vatos. No, a la madre, ya que se acabe este pinche nightmare. But this person confided in me and said, you want to know why Trujillo was never reported? Well, look at the relationship that exists between the families. And I said, what are you talking about? And they sent me a message last night, late at night, after they knew that I was threatened by Carlos Elizondo. They stated, keep me anonymous, please. Did you know that Trujillo's mom is friends with Rivera counselor Cindy Elizondo? Maybe, question, I don't know. Maybe that's why she never reported any wrongdoing. Porque su hijo, la comadre, el hijo de la comadre, andaba de chiflado con las estudiantes. You're on the lead, Frankie. Keep digging. Cindy knew what was going on and did nothing. Just thought you should know since you're leading the way. Please keep me anonymous. I'm scared for my safety. Again, it is a crime if educators, people in leadership positions, it is a crime if they do not contact authorities in regards to child neglect, if they do not contact authorities to child abuse. It is a crime. And forget it being a crime. Any decent human being would report this. Now, there are people that are saying, oh, she's 19, she's 19. We understand that. Now, if this relationship was created outside of the school, it would have been fine technically because she, in the eyes of the law, is an adult. But since that child was a student of the teacher, that is against the law. That is why he was charged with an inappropriate relationship. And again, someone close to the family, very close to the family, let me know that he is going to fight it. Trujillo, I don't know how, he's going to fight these allegations and he's going to say it was consensual. She's of age. I did nothing wrong. But no, it is a crime, an improper relationship according to the state of Texas. No matter what the age, the student could be 20, 21. Did you know that, chat? Did you know that if a student is 20, 21 and has an improper relationship with a teacher, they're still going to get arrested? Because the teacher is an authoritative figure, a person of power. He's supposed to mentor and guide and protect that child. The teacher-student age doesn't matter. So again, it's nothing personal against the Elizondos, nothing at all. What bothers me is in their roles as a board member, in their roles as a counselor, that's what I'm making a big stink about. Because Cindy knew that her comadre's son was smashing students and said nothing. It doesn't matter the age. She's still a student. Cindy Elizondo was supposed to go to CPS. She was supposed to report any child abuse. She was supposed to report to their higher-ups. Even college professors, they're bound by those same guidelines, those same rules. This is not acceptable. You cannot have a relationship with your student, no matter the age. Why? Because it's like a barrier. This is instruction. This isn't smashing. We will be requesting. Again, it's going to take a while, ladies and gentlemen. By the time we get these documents, it's going to be September, October. The school district knows and is prepared. They are trying to hide dead bodies. They want to sweep everything under the rug. You know they've done it before, and they're going to do it again. But guess who's going to be talking about it all summer long? Ira, Dory, Ira. We're going to be talking about it all summer long. This is not going to go away. This is a serious issue. I'm making serious allegations, and I want these mother truckers to come and say, Frankie, you liar. I've never done that. Pero mira. Why? I ask you, chat, why? It's an abuse of power. And again, Carlos Elizondo on this fake Jazz Marie Facebook profile was using a fake Facebook profile, and he made allegations in regards to an apartment where students were being groomed. Now, why would somebody post that if it was true or not? Why would they say that? Maybe there is an apartment out there. Somebody on our page has been commenting like crazy. Look into the apartment. Look into the apartment. If you don't believe me, go through my platform. Somebody is stating they need to look into the apartment. They need to look into the apartment. They need to look into the apartment. Who is the name under? There's a lot that we don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, we opened up a can of worms. And this isn't just knocking at our door. It's pounding. It's pounding. It's pounding. And BISD's, no, I don't want to open the door. No, I'm going to silence Frankie talking on the school board. No, you can't say that. You can't say that. Tons of people watch our program. We're proud to say that we shed light on injustices. While the school district may want to silence me, may want to say, oh, you're off topic, you're online. The community knows what's up. They know what Good Morning Browns is all about. But they're scared because the avalanche is coming. They know it. They know it very well. Carlos Elizondo had his wife who lived at that campus that was there for 20 plus years, who heard everything, who knew of improper relationships with a student and did nothing. She failed to report a crime. Yes, he bonded out that same day at 7:30 p.m. This isn't nothing personal, ladies and gentlemen. You may think that I'm trying to, oh, he's doing this for political gain. Oh, Frankie's mad. I've been contacted by grandparents. I've been contacted by brothers and sisters. I've been contacted by parents. I've been contacted by just about everybody. They're worried. People are taking out their kids from Rivera. All eyes are on Rivera. Tomorrow and Friday, administration is going to go into Rivera. I know this 100%. If not tomorrow, Thursday, they'll be there Friday. They want to see, a ver, este loco, ¿qué está diciendo? ¿Es verdad o no? They're going to know what the hell we're talking about. Again, it is not in my best interest to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I want this relationship to last. And think of your personal relationship with your spouse. What happens? What happens when your husband or your wife lies to you? We've all been there. We've probably even done it ourselves. What happens once we start seeing holes, kinks in our husband or wife story? What happens? We start doubting. We start saying, you don't love me. You're saying one thing, but your actions speak another. Actions speak louder than words. So the moment that you find out that I'm lying to you, I lose you. I lose any credibility that I have. And you know what? I want this relationship to grow. I want to be big. I want to make it big, Daddy. And I know for me to get there, I have to be completely honest. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. So again, I don't throw crap at the wall. I throw it because I have facts. Because I have victims that date back 20 years, 10 years. So again, you may think that I'm crazy, and you may have tienen razón, maybe crap shit. I don't know. But again, everything that we do, what's up, Big Roy? You know, flex on them hoes. Everything that we do has a purpose behind it. Ladies and gentlemen, you are seeing the reincarnated Erasmo Castro. Maybe just a little bit smoother. And yes, I'm handsome and totally not fat. So what now? What now, chat? What happens? What happens now? Again, Jasmine Reyes is being investigated. Authorities will find out who that person is. 100%. Again, if a crime is being committed, authorities have access to everything. A search warrant to them is easy to get. So, did you contact Jazz Marie? Did you help those individuals disseminate information that was causing hate, that were bullying employees, principals, coaches? You shared on your page. You allowed Jazz Marie, who you did not know was a fake Facebook profile, or you probably knew that it was Carlos Elizondo, but they posted that kids were being molested and y'all did not report it. You're going to get charged with a crime too, you idiot, for allowing yourself to disseminate that information without reporting it to authorities. Again, this is a very serious issue, ladies and gentlemen. The Rivera thing es un desmadre, and that's being nice. This is a spotlight that we're shedding on just one school. Imagine when we start looking everywhere else. Como dice mi raza, está cañón. Because I've been getting messages about veterans, about Hannah. We posted today earlier about Porter. It gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is a PR nightmare of epic proportions. This is big, huge. I'm not making this up. We have victims. Again, where is this going to lead us? I told y'all, I announced I'm going down a rabbit hole. Are you willing to come with me? And by y'all tuning in and by y'all following, I think y'all decided, heck, vamos a ver qué dice este loco. A ver qué desmadre dice. And sure enough, mira, les pinté un pinche Picasso, raza. Sas, 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 sas. Are you not entertained? I told you I was coming. Nobody believed me. But yes, discredit Frankie. Say that Frankie is just using this as a political vendetta. That I'm angry at the world. No, because I'm doing something that educators, I'm doing something that board member Carlos Elizondo, I'm doing something that guidance counselor Cindy Elizondo did not do. Report a crime. That is what we do. But they want to throw crap my way. Good morning, Miss Jessica. Thank you for tuning in, man. Hope you have a great day. Happy Wednesday. I want to make it very clear, ladies and gentlemen, it's not me making these accusations. I'm just bringing up to the forefront. I'm allowing you as a community member to decide how you feel on this issue. Are you okay with having a young daughter, young son, of them being around predators? Are you okay with that? Everybody knew what was going on at Rivera. Everybody knew. But nobody wanted to make us think about it. Why? Because we have people that don't want to touch on people's toes. They just want to collect the check and go home. And we understand that. But at the end of the day, those are children that we're dealing with. Our community depends on educators to mentor, guide, and mold our future generations. We do not send them to school for them to be preyed on. That is my big that should be the way the board member should feel. That's the way you as a parent, you as a grandma, you as a brother, you as a sister, and just you as a regular human being. That's the way we should feel. We should not condemn, we should not condone these actions. Because again, we have a baby girl, we have nieces, we have cousins, we have friends, family friends that are innocent. And every parent's goal is to preserve the innocence of their children as much as possible. There's a lot of moms here. Isn't that your goal? To protect your baby girl, to teach her about life and say, you know what? Be careful, mija. You know, this is a treasure. You'll experience this later on in life. Make sure nobody takes advantage of you. We all want to preserve the innocence of children because we know a sick world that we live in. This world is full of hate, full of pain, full of misery. We try to preserve their innocence. We talked about how dads give their baby girls promise rings and they say, mija, no matter what, I will always love you. I will always protect you. I am here for you, mija. That dad wants to preserve her innocence. And the joke is, mija, focus on school. Focus on school. Wait until you're 30. You know, after you get your degree, then you focus on boys. Then you focus on relationships. You know it's true. We've all had those conversations. This is what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. We're dealing with a school district that knows that a scandal of epic proportions is coming. An epic proportion. They're glad that school is right around the corner, but we're not going to stop. We're going to keep pounding that drum. Boom, 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 boom. As long as y'all let me, chat. As long as y'all tune in. I always, and Asma always told me, look, let's come on to the community as long as we have fun. As long as we're providing a positive impact within our community, as long as we're having fun, let's do this. And look, y'all may think that what I do is insignificant. But me and my own little warped mind, if I could change the life of one person throughout my life, I hope that God opens up the gates for me and says, you know what? You help somebody. I need to go to church. I do need to do that. But in my mind, if I could help somebody along the way, I think I've been doing my duty of being a human being. That is how I think. I genuinely want to provide a better Brownsville. I generally want to give a better quality of life to my people, to our future generations. I had a good childhood. I want them to have an even better one. My family did an amazing job with me. Nunca me faltó nada. They gave me every opportunity to be successful. And I wouldn't change my childhood for the world. I really wouldn't. I'm very thankful. I lived with grandparents, cousins, moms. I had the most amazing childhood. Again, in my mind, I want to change the life of one person because in my mind, all the sins that I've committed, all the bad deeds that I've done in my youth, I want God to say, I'm going to overlook that because you helped out a victim. You stopped this predator from continuing to prey on children. In my mind, I think that's going to give me a ticket into heaven. Again, I need to practice what the Bible says. I'm trying. I'm really trying. And I need to get my buck back into church. So you may think what we do is insignificant, but look at all the attention that we're bringing. We're proud. And I say that with all humility. We're proud of what we do. We're passionate about what we do. And we're not going to back down. Because again, I'm motivated by getting messages from students, former students. I'm motivated from getting calls from grandmothers. I'm motivated from people saying, hey, they know you're coming. What you're saying is true. No le aflojes. Pedal to the metal. I had a grandmother call me and said, Mijo, if they're going to sue you, tú háblame, yo voy. I was like, really, ma'am? Yeah. If they want to talk crap about you, if they want to bring you down, tú háblame, mijo, yo voy. And this is a grandmother that's a good community member. Her daughter and her son-in-law are good standing members within the community, very good standing members, a beautiful family. So that motivates me because that tells me we're on to something. There's something there. As the saying goes, if there's smoke, there's fire. And the sad thing about Rivera, the sad thing about BISD is it's not a little flame going up in flames. That's how big it is, ladies and gentlemen. Of epic proportions. We've heard of, again, we get fed a lot of information. We're very thankful. I'm very thankful. We get fed a lot of information. Some of that information has stated that this young lady is pregnant. But again, I'm not reporting it because I don't know, unless she tells me, hey, this is me. I'm the victim in question. I'm pregnant. Okay, I have you. If I have the mom, if I have a picture of the young girl that shows the pancita, then I'll report it. But Villarreal, I did hear that. I also heard that the reason why Macias went down is because two girls were fighting for him. Two students were fighting for him, and I think one outed the other. Well, according to the affidavit, it states that they were caught in the act, actually. Now that I remember, I apologize, chat. Hey, production, can you delete the last 15 seconds of this program once we get done? Thank you. According to the affidavit, I apologize, chat. I apologize. According to the affidavit, they were caught in the act. They had sex at school. He took her to a nearby park, and they also had sex. So is this victim pregnant? It's a 50-50, I guess. I don't know. But I've heard it. I heard about it. But again, I have a responsibility to you that everything that I present to you is facts. And I can't prove that she's pregnant. So something like that. Somebody caught them. Either somebody walked in, somebody heard something, somebody saw them fixing up their shirt or fixing up their something like that. Mayday, something to that effect. They were caught in the act, so to speak. In one way or another, was he, were they like, I don't know. But that's what the affidavit reads, to my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. That is my understanding of the affidavit. That is how Macias, I'm sorry. That is how Trujillo got caught. And don't think that I don't see y'all. It's just I got limited time. Again, I'm over 20 minutes now. I got production in my ear that we need to go off, but I'm going to give it 10 more minutes. We'll pay the fine. We'll be talking about Macias, because Macias is another individual that prayed. And you're going to be sick as to what we present. It's damning. It's horrible. But again, whenever I present information, best believe that I have my ducks in a row. And I think we're just coming around the corner for Macias, which should be making waves in the very near future. So again, we are working on that story. I just ask for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember, this what I do. I'm passionate, and I want to come before you, but with nothing but facts, nothing but bombs. Because I want to give you the very best information for you to say, man, this guy makes a compelling point because of X, Y, Z. When I told you that Carlos Elizondo was behind Jazz Marie was because of X, Y, Z. If you need to be reaffirmed on my accusations against him, go back to Thursday and Friday's episodes that I focus on Rivera. That will let you know why I'm accusing him or someone very close to him of being behind that fake Facebook page. And yes, our investigations, unfortunately, show that the principal, Obed Leal, and I'm just going to drop this and then I'll stop. Our investigations will show that Obed Leal knew about Macias, that complaints were filed by students, complaints were filed by parents, and nothing was done to get him out. Why? That's mind-boggling. So again, I see what y'all are posting. Just be patient with me, please. Remember, I bring nothing but bangers. Y'all know this. Just give me time to really, really work on the story. Thank you. Again, the infamous Jazz Marie Reyes is currently being investigated. The authorities are looking into who is behind this fake Facebook page. Why? Because they used a government logo, a government entity such as BISD to cause confusion. That is a third-degree felony, misrepresentation of a public servant/entity. That is against the law. So the authorities, they have to protect BISD, because if we let Jazz Marie Reyes, a.k.a. Carlos Elizondo, a.k.a. his friends that were disseminating and sharing these pages, if we let them do that and get away with it, anybody could create a fake press release, a fake logo, and say crazy things and nothing's going to happen to them. So the district needs to send a strong message that this will not be tolerated. Again, have you heard a denial from Carlos Elizondo that I'm a liar? Have you heard him say, I am not behind that fake Facebook page? If anybody is confused by this guy's accusations, call me. Call me. Have you heard him say that? Why not? Again, if it was me or you being accused, and we know that it's not right, I'd be like, he's wrong. I unequivocally deny all those allegations. If you have any concerns in regards to my person, contact me. Here's my phone number. Again, I'm for the people. Why is Carlos silent? Why does he resort to the threats against a community member that's calling these things out? Because he feels the heat. He knows he messed up. He messed up when he used that logo for BISD. What an idiot. It's going to be poetic justice whenever an individual who was bullying, was known as a bullier, is finally going to get the law. Y le va a dar chorizo. My community, I ask of you. It's like the True Fit story. Hey, this is the hot topic, guys. That's why I talk to my production and my creative team. Hey, guys, do we switch it up? Nope. Because this is going to get uglier. I don't want to scare you, but this is big. Capital B, capital I, capital G. Está big la cosa. Big. And we're going to keep pounding, ladies and gentlemen. Summer is around the corner. Pero mira, aquí con nosotros, moco, 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 moco. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're dealing with is something very important. And I think you may have doubted me at one time. I think you might have. There are many people that were jealous that I took over at Osmos Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Many people saw the power of the microphone, and they said, "Oh, well, if Frankie's getting attention, I want to create a fake a podcast." I took over, ladies and gentlemen, because I learned from the best. And many people were very shocked by me. They said, "Wow, I didn't know you were capable of this." They said, "Where were you when you were with Erasmo? Why weren't you like this?" I said, "Well, Erasmo was taking the lead and I was just in the background, just listening, taking notes." But now it's our turn. We continue the legacy. We fight for injustices. We allow our platform to give voice to the victims. And if that is something that you support, I humbly ask of you, like our YouTube channel, Facebook, on YouTube, Frankie Olivo TV. It really helps me out in the long run. People were jealous. People were saying, "Oh, why is Frankie starting it?" Well, I started with him doing the podcast back in COVID. What do you mean, why? Who else is best equipped to come before you? Who else could talk for an hour and a half without a script? You know, dog? We're good at what we do, baby, because we learn from the best. We say that with all humility, but we're proud of what we do. We genuinely want a better Brownsville. Whenever I tell you that I want a better quality of life for you and your children, I genuinely mean it. I had a good life, and I have an amazing life right now. I can't wait for June 1st to come because I'm going to be on the island. Hot girl summer, baby. I have an amazing life. But I recognize that there is a need for somebody to try to fill the shoes that the great one left. Once again, I am very thankful to my community for giving me the opportunity to come before you. I am motivated by people jumping on at 9 a.m. People say, "Nobody's going to watch you, bro." Well, you'd be surprised. We're making waves. I'm thankful that my community has given me this opportunity. Because again, I am indebted to you for the great that you were with my uncle. Some of you, some of you were very mean. Some of you were ugly. I know who you are. I have taken names. I have receipts. Y te voy a fregar. I promise you. Les voy a cobrar las deudas de mi tío, sea quien sea. The infamous Jasmine Reyes is under investigation. What will the investigation bring? I dare say that it will lead us back to a board member who had this information and was targeting and harassing and bullying employees, was a coward who was making accusations that students were being groomed and did nothing about it. That is a crime. That is what we fight for. Injustices. That is what gets us up every morning at 4:30 in the morning to prepare to come before you. I take this job seriously because I know the impact that it has. People are saying, accusing me of ruining lives. No. Their own actions, it's what led up to their lives being ruined. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and your attention. I hope to see you here Thursday and Friday. Remember, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We come on every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And I will continue to do this as long as you let me, ladies and gentlemen, because without you, I am nobody. And as a great one once said, help me, help you. Thank you so much for your time and your attention, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Frankie Olivo, and this is Good Morning Brownsville. Ciao! Mm.